Hello everyone, I'm Nightmare Nemo, and welcome back to Scary Town, the Goosebumps review show. And this time we are going back to a classic Goosebumps book with Why I'm Afraid of Bees. He's no ordinary human being. Get it? It's because he's being. Yeah, you get it. There's the back. Right brain, wrong body. So, alright. Our main character is Gary Lutz. Lutz the Klutz, obviously. And he is a kid down on his luck. He is basically a walking joke. His classmates laugh at him, and because he's always bumbling around, that's why I call him Gary Lutz the Klutz. He's the laughingstock of the school, and even his parents and his sister are laughing at him because he's just it's just bad things happen back to back to him. He's just having a real awful week, and so he finds this ad for this agency that specializes in body swapping. So for like a week you can choose to swap bodies with somebody. And he's like, I'm tired of being in this body, I'm tired of being a klutz, tired of being the laughing stock of the school. So he picks out this cool kid, Dirk, and he's like, he looks all cool and he looks like he has everything together. The other thing is his neighbor is a beekeeper, and some of the bees escape, get into his house while the body swapping is going on, and instead of swapping bodies with Dirk, he swaps bodies with Bee. Sounds like a plot of a Bee movie. Yeah. The whole book is basically about him freaking out, being in the body of a bee, having to do what bees do, having to go into a beehive and interacting with a bunch of noisy, angry bees, and it's this traumatic experience for him because he's actually afraid of bees. That's the whole thing, and it's just it kind of spirals out of control, and he's got to find a way to get back in his body and get everything resolved. And it is probably like one of the most predictable Goosebumps stories because it's everything's wrapped up at the end. The story is basically the kid coming of age. He feels really bad about basically throwing his life away because now he's stuck in the body of a bee, and he wishes he could be back in his own body, and things weren't as bad as he thought they were. And you're a kid, and at the time you think like, oh, life sucks or whatever, school sucks or whatever, and you don't realize how good you have it until it's taken away from you. And his experience transforms him physically and mentally, emotionally. So he becomes a better kid at the end, and it's not really a spoiler because it's a very predictable setup for the story. And that's kind of it. There's nothing very scary about the book other than imagining that you're in the body of a bee, and that's pretty scary. Just the out of body experience and interacting with insects that are like the same size as you, and it's pretty freaky to see their big bug eyes, and it's like, it's too real. So there's definitely that if you're scared of insects, bugs, or bees. Sorry. So maybe you get something out of that, but it's a pretty run-of-the-mill Goosebumps story, although it has kind of an interesting premise, but it really doesn't do anything to really make the story become like a really good story. It's not that interesting because you know he's going to be okay. There's no real big twist in it to really kind of make things really interesting. So it is what it is, basically. And I give this book a solid B. Trying to, I was trying to make a B out of my hands, but you get it. I mean, it's a perfectly fine book. It's just not up to par with a lot of the other really great Goosebump books, but it's a solid read. There's nothing really particularly wrong with it, other than some of the details in the plot, the how the body swapping machine, how the process works. The ending is a bit half baked. They don't really. It seems like it's kind of rushed. There's no real explanation why the events of the story resolve so easily and quickly. So, I mean, there's that. So, I feel like the book was just kind of, quickly put together. But it's definitely worth your time. It's pretty solid. So, I would definitely recommend it. That's what I thought about Why I'm Afraid of Bees. And another cool note is, doesn't it look like a Animorphs book cover? You take out Goosebumps and Arlstein, do the little frame by frame changing of like the normal kid body, and then do changing here, and then slap on Animorphs, the title there, and it'd be like boom, Animorph book. And Goosebumps and Animorphs were around the same time, so it was like, if this book was like misplaced and stuck in between some of the Animorph books, you'd be like, "Whoa, it's Goosebumps book, but it looks like Animorphs book. Is this some kind of crossover? I don't know." I thought that was kind of cool. Anyways, so that's all I have for you guys this time. I apologize once again if you were expecting a review from me last week. Just want to take a break, just to come back refreshed and just ready to rock. So we're going to be back on schedule for here on out. So until next time, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.